Well, hello there, and how are you? It is so good to see you. I'm Mary Sue, and I'm so grateful that you're here. So today is the second reading in our Aquarius season 30-day challenge. So each day we'll have a reading, and it'll actually have two parts. We'll have the daily tarot reading, but we'll also have a challenge activity. It's really an extension of the daily reading and helping to bring the message of the reading into our life. Each of the sections will be timestamped in the description box below, so you're more than welcome to just watch the daily tarot reading. But if you'd like to challenge yourself, please join us for the activity afterwards. I'm really creating this series to help you to step out of your comfort zone and really take some confident steps towards creating the life that you dream of. To recap, Aquarius season begins on January 20th and continues until February 18th. And Aquarius is represented by the star card in the tarot deck. So the star represents our wishes and dreams, our hopes for a brighter future, and also healing for ourselves, for others, and for our planet. As a first step, yesterday we tiptoed into some activities that we enjoyed as a child to help us to reconnect to our inner child. All right, let's jump into the reading for today. We're going to first start off with the inner child oracle cards. So let's see what is on the horizon for today. Let's see what we have here. Yeah, review your responsibilities. Not all responsibilities are ours to hold. Oh my goodness, that so plays off of that energy that we had yesterday with the Queen of Pentacles and feeling as though we have so many responsibilities, right? That we can't allow ourselves to have fun or to enjoy some certain activities that maybe we enjoyed as children. It's also the energy of, like when you were a child, you couldn't go outside and play until you had your homework done. That energy is so dominant, right? But now that we are in this beautiful Aquarius energy, it's allowing ourselves to let go of that and to step into the energy of recognizing what responsibilities do we have that are truly ours, and what responsibilities, I'm going to even say burdens, are we carrying that really are not ours to carry, right? It's allowing, even our adult children to live their life according to the way that they need to kind of like take responsibility for themselves at work. It's allowing our colleagues to do their work and not trying to do ours and theirs. This has the energy of maybe, trying to overgive to make other people's lives happy or easier. And yet at the same time, we're carrying all these burdens so that we can't enjoy or create the life that we are wanting for ourselves. So let's see. Yes, balance. I love this. Find balance to maintain harmony in relationships. Yeah, I feel like there's almost a little bit of an energy of codependent relationships coming out here, right? Allowing yourself to overgive in certain situations or relationships, and those can be romantic, family, friend, work relationships. It doesn't matter. It's allowing yourself to see that everything that you're doing is not necessarily your responsibility, right? It's kind of interesting. I was thinking about this the other day. I was the oldest of 3 children. And, as the oldest, I think, and I'll have to say I have 3 children and I did this too, right? As the oldest, at times, I think I was given more responsibility than my siblings. And it wasn't just because I was older, right? That was part of it. But part of it was also my people-pleasing attitude of trying to, please my parents and doing whatever I was asked to do. But one of the things I recognize is that by growing up that way and never saying no and having parents that were happy for me to do maybe more of the share of work than my siblings, age appropriate. But it is the energy where I feel like I carried that on into my adult life. The energy of I part of my identity was I do more than other people. And I feel like that is part of what's coming out, is that it can just be a pattern perhaps that you learned as a child, or you learned in a certain relationship, especially a codependent relationship. Understanding that it's time to take back your power, time to take back your time, your energy, your resources, so that you have time, energy, and resources to go after what it is that you want for yourself in your life. Yeah, this is beautiful. It's time to allow yourself to imagine a different world, right? It is time to imagine. You know, there's something here, even that Queen of Pentacles from yesterday is really kind of singing in my ear here. It's even time to take a look at how you may have even your finances are kind of structured, I guess is the word. Looking perhaps at your finances and asking yourself, is where your money, and I'm not giving like financial advice, but this is kind of like reassessing your budget. Let's put it that way. It's a little bit of energy of reassessing your budget, where you're putting money and into certain things that maybe you don't even enjoy, even if it's kind of like trips or entertainment or something like that. Kind of like understanding you may be putting time, energy, money, okay, into certain activities or things that maybe you're purchasing that really and truly aren't in alignment with what you want with this beautiful new, this is Aquarius energy, this new Aquarius energy. So I think the message that's coming through is that if you think you don't have the time or money to go after your dreams, it's time to kind of reassess where your time and money is going now and seeing where you can pull it back in order to create the life that you are wanting now. And there's something here about perhaps allowing yourself to let go of the guilt and shame of changing your priorities. Okay. I feel like that is a thing that's been coming out lately, that at one time you were happy to perhaps help somebody, okay, along the way, right? Maybe an adult child or somebody. You were happy to help other people, or you were happy to do more at work for one reason or another. It's kind of like when you pull back your time and energy from people or situations, sometimes they can balk at that, right? It's kind of like, well, wait a minute, why are you changing your mind? It's allowing yourself to say, I'm just reprioritizing, right? It's not that I don't love you. It's not that I don't want to stay at this job, right? It's just I'm kind of reprioritizing. I think that's the word for it. And there is something about allowing yourself to go within, to ask yourself those difficult questions about, why am I allowing my time, my money, my energy to go to certain people and situations? Am I getting back out of that situation or relationship what I'm putting into it? I feel like you have a 9 of Wands here. You also have the Hanged Man. Yes, 10 of Pentacles, right? It's been a long battle. The 9 of Wands is the wounded warrior. It's also the energy of just keep going. You're on the right path. It's not always the easy, right? It's not always easy, but you're seeing a different perspective by allowing yourself to stay on this path and allow yourself to reprioritize, right? So stepping out of your comfort zone and saying to yourself, okay, I'm seeing a different perspective of this situation. And what I want is something that's long-term, that's going to bring me financial stability, wealth. This is really wealth, like longevity. I love that energy because Because your energy right now is you have the divine masculine energy of taking action, believing, okay? And this card is believe, and not this card is believe. And you see it's a young child. There's your inner child, believing that you can do whatever it is that you really and truly want, right? Remember that energy you had as a child where you felt you were invincible, that you could, if you could dream it, you could be it. It was that type of energy. And then we have the temperance energy, understanding that in order to have the time and the energy to go after what we really and truly believe we can do, where we want to go, imagining this brighter future for ourselves, we have to allow ourselves to temper, okay, or moderate where our time and energy are going. This is the energy of pulling back some of your time and energy from people or situations that really are draining you of necessary time and energy to go after what it is that you really and truly want. It may be a really good activity to do for yourself is to really kind of like take a look, even look at your calendar and, for the last week or so and say, oh, where's my time and energy going? Is it going all to other people and what they want? Am I only in this to help other people acquire what it is that they want? Do you have time in your calendar to take good care of yourself, to exercise, to get the sleep that you need? Or are you like burning the candle at both ends? Because this is the energy of understanding, right? Moderation. It's about not over giving to other people and allowing people to give to us, right? Being open to having that equal give and take in relationships. Because I feel like one of the things is that you're seeking is you have the Nine of Cups and the loyal heart. This is a reminder. Nine of Cups is what you are wishing and hoping for. And the loyal heart reminds us that in order to get our wishes and dreams, our hopes, the world that we are wanting to live in, right? The world we're wanting to create for ourselves, we have to stay loyal to ourselves. We have to stay loyal to that little child within us. We have to allow ourselves, right, to tap back into that joy. Nine of Cups is all about joy. It's about taking time to play. You have the power card here. Are you just trying to power through, or are you allowing yourself, right, time to rest, time to rejuvenate? An energy of allowing yourself to go back into that childlike simplicity of life. For a lot of us, childhood was, even if you had difficulties growing up, you don't have the adult responsibilities that now we do, right? It's allowing yourself to go tap back into that energy of your inner child, to the time when you did have perhaps a little bit of time to play, Okay, so let's see what we have here. Yeah, I think part of it, yes. And then here's the Devil and the Seven of Swords. Yeah. And then the Hierophant. The Hierophant represents our beliefs, right? Understanding that, this is more of maybe the way that you grew up, more of a traditional way of thinking, that you had to allow yourself you had to have your homework done and all your chores done before you could go outside and play. This is the energy of understanding you can't move forward until you allow yourself to drop the burdens of thinking in this way, right? That's a toxic way of living. Asking yourself, are you allowing yourself some time to play? Are you allowing yourself some time to reconnect to your inner child? Or are you just plowing through? This is the energy of, I'll play later. I'll play when I get everything done. One of the things is to ask yourself, is that what you heard as a child, right? You may have said to an adult in your life, will you go outside and play with me on the swings, right? Or will you read a book to me? Or will you build this a car model with me, or something like that? What you were really looking for was perhaps one-on-one time with that adult. You wanted their attention, you wanted their love in that moment. And you may have heard as a child, I can't right now because I have to cook dinner, or I have to do the laundry, or I have to take care of your baby sister or brother, right? I have to go to work. You could, or I worked so hard today, I just want to sit here and relax. I don't have time for you. That's what your inner child heard, right? I don't have time for you. You're not a priority. So this is the message, is allowing yourself to make your inner child, to allow yourself to prioritize your joy in life, allowing yourself to find time every day to reconnect to who you are and what it is that your inner child wants to do, right? And our inner child is really our sense of joy and innocence and just play, creativity. It never leaves us, right? It's always there with us. We just tend to perhaps allow ourselves to put it in the corner and say, I don't have time for you. This is a great reminder that we need to prioritize our own joy, not allowing ourselves to put all of the work before the play. And it's not about, okay, I'm no longer going to pay my bills or go to work. It's not that, because that is part of reality, but it's also saying, I'm not going to overburden myself, right? I'm not going to allow myself to be so burdened down that I don't have time to play and to enjoy life, to do those things that I enjoy. This is calling you to look at life in a different way, to ask yourself, wow, what would life look like if I did allow myself to just take some time each day to reconnect to my heart, to allow myself to prioritize myself, my dreams, my joy, instead of feeling like part of my identity is helping others to on their journey of joy and happiness, right? Yeah, because your suggestion here, your advice from Spirit, is that, you may feel doubtful at this time that you can do this. It's allowing yourself to see that life is all about simplicity. It's about getting back to the simple joys of life. It does not, that's a good point. That a lot of times when we become an adult, we think of happiness and joy as it has to be like a big extravagant trip, right? Or we have to go to a fancy restaurant. It's allowing ourselves to see what does really bring us joy. And one of the ways, and just like we did yesterday, is to tap back into those simple pleasures that we had as a child and allowing ourselves to put those into our daily life, so that we can, right, have just a more of a joyful nature about ourselves. When we're in a higher vibration, when we're feeling more joy in our hearts, we attract more joyful opportunities to us. All right, so let's pull a soul truth card for this, for the reading here, and then we'll go into the challenge activity. And I do personal readings, so if you're interested, the link is in the description box below. I'd really be honored to do a reading for you. Yes, from whom can I release my judgment right now? I love that. Because perhaps it is that you feel like you're being judged by other people. And this, once again, I feel like is very much, right? This mindset from childhood, perhaps, the conditioned belief that you're judged as a person by what you produce, how much you got done, right? When you were a child, maybe you were able to spend some time just sitting in the grass and looking at the clouds in the sky. But today, if you did that, would you feel guilty? Would you be judging yourself, right? Would you judge somebody that said, oh, yeah, I took an hour this afternoon and I just laid in the grass and looked at the clouds and oh, it's just wonderful. What would your response to that be? Would you feel like, oh, that person, that they didn't get that much done today, right? Would there be a judgment about that? Or would you feel a little bit like, wow, I wish I had time to do that, right? As if the more you have to do, and especially to do for others, right, the more value you're bringing to a relationship or your work. Yeah, this is valuing. This is helping us to see that there is value in tapping back into our inner child joy, right? And any joy, anything that really and truly brings us joy. All right, so let's read the back of this. It says, judgment closes our heart to truth and separates us from love. It binds us to our fear and holds us in shame. And that is so interesting because earlier in the reading, I said there's this energy of guilt and shame here, right? On whom are you placing judgment right now? Is it someone in your life? Is it yourself? Yeah, release the shackles, drop the expectations, and be grateful for what is. Yeah, it's always like there's, I mean, it always feels like there's more we can do, right? It's kind of like I could spend hours cleaning the house and it's like never all done, right? There's always another closet I could clean out or another bathroom to clean or whatever, right? It's never all done. So it's kind of like allowing ourselves to limit, okay, some of the work in our life and allowing more time in our life for play. All right, I'm going to leave the reading portion there. I hope you'll join me for the challenge activity. It's so interesting. It goes right along with this. So, and if you are leaving, much love and light. Bye for now, and I hope to see you tomorrow. Okay, so let's go deeper with the reading, and let's see how we can apply the message of the reading in your life. That's what these challenge activities are all about. So grab your journal. I've also created an Aquarius season 30-day challenge planner. The link is in the description box below. It's completely free. You can print it out. We'll be using it over the next 30 days. So in the reading today, we had the message of the Temperance card, right? And also the energy around not all of our burdens are our responsibilities to hold, right? That there is something about allowing ourselves to let go of some things where our time and energy and money, resources are going that are really not ours to hold, right? And to allow ourselves more time and energy to put towards those activities that are more in alignment with what we want for ourselves. Now, if you downloaded the planner, you can date and put that information and any other notes that you want to take as we're doing this little part of the video in one of the boxes on the second page. If you don't want to use the planner, that's perfectly fine. You do want to write it down in your journal though, because as we go along, this information is going to build on each other. And think of them as little breadcrumbs towards the clarity of how you can become more in alignment with the life that you are wanting to create for yourself. Now let's look at how today's message goes with yesterday's message around the Queen of Pentacles and the idea that sometimes we allow ourselves to stay kind of confined or in our safety zone due to fears that if we step out of our safety zone, right, it'll cost us financially or we'll lose people in our life. This is another message that's allowing you, encouraging you to see where you can take some of those baby steps out of your comfort zone. What activities or what responsibilities do you have right now that you really and truly, when you go back and assess where your time, energy, and resources are going, what of that, even the littlest things, where can you gain back some of your time and energy so that you can put it in new ways that are going to bring you more joy and allow you to take steps towards what it is that you're wanting to create. Yesterday, your journal activity was to list some of the things that you really enjoyed doing as a child. Yesterday, I talked about how I really enjoyed riding my bicycle. Now, if you would love to share in the comments below some of the activities that you enjoyed doing as a child, I would love to hear those. It's also a way that we can really recognize our inner child, right? Because a lot of times we do allow ourselves to dismiss our inner child. We don't listen to it very often. And by allowing ourselves to share what we really enjoyed as a child, we're actually publicly recognizing our inner child and telling our inner child how much we love them. All right, so let's get to the challenge activity for today. It's actually something you're going to start today, but continue over the 30-day challenge time period. All you have to do is find 5 or 10 minutes to reconnect to your inner child. So remember that list of activities that you made yesterday about some things that you enjoyed doing as a child. I talked about how I enjoyed riding my bicycle. You may have some other things. You may have enjoyed watching the clouds in the sky. You may have enjoyed painting or creating with clay or knitting or some other kind of arts and craft type of activity. You may have enjoyed just being outdoors, swinging on a swing, whatever it was. There is a place on the planner where you can list some of those ideas, those activities that you enjoyed as a child. If you're using your journal, keep those close by, and every single day, I'm encouraging you to find 5 minutes, 5 or 10 minutes where you do one of those activities you enjoyed as a child. Now, if it's something, okay, that you're saying, well, I can't do that exactly the way I did it as a child, right? Then it's trying to find something that gives you the same feeling, okay? So, for instance, I'll give you a little bit of something. So the bicycle, remember yesterday I said that I really enjoyed feeling the wind in my hair. That was one of the things I really liked about riding a bicycle. Well, if I don't have a bicycle, right? I could go rent a bicycle, perhaps. But the other thing is that even driving in the car with the windows down and being able to feel the wind in my hair, right? And of course, not in traffic, but allowing myself to really have the experience, really reconnecting to that sense of freedom, of wind, of lightness, right? So whatever your activities are, carve out, find yourself, where's my temperance card, right? Carve out, drop a burden in some other area of your life, and allow yourself 5 or 10 minutes to reconnect to your inner child, your inner joy. Maybe it is turning on some music and dancing. Maybe it is allowing yourself to go outside and look at the clouds up in the sky and try to figure out what they look like, right? Maybe it is about going to an arts and crafts store, right? Buying some paints or clay or yarn to knit with. Whatever it is, it's about reconnecting and committing to your inner child every single day. Remember that part I was saying about when you were a child, you may have heard, I don't have time for you, right? Well, this is you breaking that habit and saying, I do have time for myself. I do have time for joy in my life, and allowing yourself to find, to carve out, to say no to other things, right? And not feel like you have to get everything, all the work done, even if it's not all your burden, all your responsibility. This is taking back some of your joy in your life and allowing yourself and your inner child to thrive. All right, I'm going to leave it there. I wish you so much love and light. I hope you have a glorious day. Have fun with your inner child, and I can't wait to see you tomorrow. Much love and light. Bye for now.